full of scriptwriters couldn't
Pictures and
paint
videos
one
related to
more
Jeffrey
damaging
Epstein.
or
I
more
spent the
improbable
weekend going through
documents
more of them than I probably should have.
For days, explicit images and videos, some showing nudity, were left online, publicly accessible, inside newly released Epstein investigation files. Despite warnings, despite promises of redaction, despite the fact that these images belong to real victims, not evidence exhibits, lawyers say the harm is irreparable. And this isn't just about technical errors, it's about power, accountability, and a justice system that once again failed the people it was supposed to protect. When the US government released millions of Epstein-related files in late January, the goal was transparency. What followed instead was chaos. Victims' lawyers quickly discovered that dozens of documents contained identifying information, including unredacted photos and videos of victims, some partially clothed, some exposing their bodies, some clearly identifiable. Victim groups raised alarms over the weekend. By Friday, the New York Times reported nearly 40 images had been published without proper redaction. Yet, even days later, BBC Verify independently found unredacted images still live online, despite the Department of Justice claiming the issue was being fixed. One document even contained two versions of the same photo, one with a black box covering the face, another showing the face completely uncovered. A mistake so basic, lawyers say, it should never have happened. The damage done is irreparable, said Brad Edwards, a lawyer representing Epstein's victims. Behind every document is a person. Ashley Rubright, a survivor of Epstein's abuse, described the release as devastating. That's such a huge violation of one of the most horrible moments of their lives. These files weren't just data leaks, they were re-traumatization events. Images intended as legal evidence were effectively republished to the world, searchable, downloadable, and circulating beyond control. For survivors who fought for years to be heard, this was another reminder that their dignity was never the priority. On Tuesday, a New York judge stepped in. The Department of Justice agreed to remove thousands of documents, blaming the release on technical or human error. But critics say that explanation rings hollow. Why were warnings ignored? Why weren't safeguards tested? And why did it take public outrage for action to be taken? As of now, the DOJ says it's continuing to review files, but trust has already been broken. The latest release, often called the Epstein Files, is massive. 3 million pages, 180,000 images, 2,000 videos. Released under the Epstein Files Transparency Act, signed into law in November, the goal was to make public every document tied to Epstein's crimes and connections. Important reminder: appearing in these files does not imply wrongdoing. Names appear for many reasons: emails, travel plans, secondhand allegations, or unverified tips. But the presence of powerful names has fueled intense public scrutiny. Elon Musk. Emails show Epstein corresponding with Musk about travel and parties in 2012. Musk has said he never visited Epstein's island. He later stated that the real focus should be on prosecuting those who committed crimes, not smearing names. Bill Gates. 2 questionable emails appear written as if from Epstein, including shocking claims involving Russian women. Gates' spokesperson called the claims absolutely absurd and completely false. Melinda Gates, however, said the files reopened painful memories but redirected focus to the victims. Donald Trump. Trump is mentioned hundreds of times, largely through unverified tip-line allegations. He has denied wrongdoing and says he cut ties with Epstein decades ago. No Epstein victim has accused him in court filings. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Photographs included show him in close physical proximity to an unidentified woman. No context is provided. He has repeatedly denied wrongdoing. Richard Branson. Emails show friendly exchanges, including a joking reference to a harem. Virgin Group clarified this referred to adult staff members and said Branson cut ties after due diligence uncovered serious allegations. The Epstein files were supposed to bring truth and closure. Instead, they revealed something else. A system capable of exposing victims twice, once to their abuser and again to the public. Transparency without care becomes harm. Justice without protection becomes cruelty. And until victims are treated as people, not footnotes, this story isn't over.